Hi Aquarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your June 2025 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic Cross spread as always. And I also pulled the 4 Agreements and Wisdom Oracle card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Right, we have Taurus, and for you guys, Taurus is your 4th house of home, roots, family. And astrologically speaking, we just wrapped up Taurus season. So we had the sun in there recently. We've had Uranus there for quite some time as well. Venus will be moving into Taurus at the end of the first week of June. And I think that's it for the Taurus energy. But yeah, like I said, for you guys, that's home, roots, family. And we also see that energy coming up again with this day, because 4th house, again, like we said, same thing. So you could definitely have some focus in that area of life this month. And we also mentioned how Uranus is actually in that house for you guys. So yeah, 4th house energy coming through heavily for you guys. Now, of course, like we said, I could just be pointing to the timeline, given that we just wrapped up Taurus season. So maybe this is saying you're still dealing with the residual effects of what took place there. But definitely interesting to see all of those energies align that way with the dice. All right. In the main situation position, we have the 6 of Wands, which is Leo energy, and challenging that we have the Page of Cups. See this playing out a few different ways. So for some of you, this could just be saying that you might be moving forward with confidence at this time, maybe because you're getting outward recognition, right? So maybe you're getting some accolades for something you've achieved, right? And that's building your confidence up. But with the Page of Cups in the challenge position, this could just be saying that if that's the case, that confidence might actually intimidate someone else that's in your circle. So someone that you might want to get close to, for example, maybe you're coming across with such a vibrant, confident energy that it might actually have them a little bit flustered. So that might have to be something you have to watch out for this month. Another way this could just be playing out as well could just be saying that ultimately some of you might have walked away from something, and ultimately because you might have felt like it wasn't to your standard. And that card I see in the past position seems to align with that, but we'll talk about that a little bit more when we get there. In the foundation position, we have the 10 of Cups. So this is Pisces energy here. And to me, this ultimately looks like the vision that you might have, right? Where this is like you're just on the path right now where you want everything, right? You want full happiness. You want to just be content in all ways. And I feel like, again, this is pointing to an energy of saying that you're not going to settle for anything less. In the past position, we have the 8 of Cups. So Pisces energy here, and this could be an indicator of why, right? You might have stayed in something for a long time and ultimately just found that it just wasn't giving you the level of fulfillment that you'd hoped, and you might have recently walked away from that situation. In the present position, we have the Strength card. So yeah, for some of you, this could actually just be saying that you might have an awareness of that, yeah, like we said, maybe your confidence might actually intimidate some people. So in some ways, this can actually represent you holding that back at times, right? So not really muting yourself, but just knowing, when to use that confidence and when to maybe hold it back a little bit. So it looks like there's a good balance of energy as far as that goes. And really, that could just be pointing to the fact that we've had Mars in your opposite sign of Leo for quite some time. So that could have been helping build your confidence in that regard. Right, in the near future position, we have the Lovers. So this is Gemini energy here. And like I said, we pretty much just stepped into Gemini season. But beyond the timeline part of that, this could just be saying that maybe there's something being worked out behind the scenes for you guys. So all right, let's just use a generic example given the Cups energy that we're seeing all over the place in this reading so far, and the 7th house energy for that matter. Let's say this represents you guys walking away from a relationship, right? Because ultimately you might have found that, okay, yeah, we had some time together, right? Maybe there were some good times and bad times, but you might have realized it just reached a point of stagnation where, like, okay, we can't really go any further in this connection, right? So, okay, 8 cups, yeah, that's, nothing to sneeze at. But if you want ultimately the 10 of cups, then you might have realized, okay, well, I need to move on from the situation rather than just waiting for it to magically turn into the 10 of cups, right? So it could just be saying that as you finally took the confidence on to walk away from that situation, in the near future, a new connection might come your way, right? But, from what I see in the environment position, some of you might be skeptical of that. So, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing with that. It looks like this is saying that as you have walked away from something, right? Which again, maybe it was a test in certain ways to see, okay, how true are you to what you ultimately want in the long run? And as you confidently move forward to show that you really are serious about that, maybe things are lining up for you guys to actually bring it your way. In the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Magician. So to me, this is an indicator that says that, yeah, this is pretty much the result of actions that you set in place, right? By taking the action, like I said, for ultimately deciding, yes, you know what, I'm going to step away from the situation and pursue something else. And also, to me, this says that no matter how the situation plays out, the Magician card often points to having all the tools you need at your disposal, right? We see a wand, the sword, the cup, the pentacle, or the coin. So yeah, definitely shows that you have the ability to have the situation unfold how you want it to. In the environment position, we have the Nine of Wands. So for some of you, like I said, just given where this card is in the main spread, it looks like they're looking right at that Lover's card. So like I said, for some of you, maybe if you left the situation behind because you realized, okay, this isn't going to bring me the ultimate fulfillment that I was looking for out of the situation, and confidently stepping forward saying that, okay, you know what, yes, I'm ready to leave it behind, to step out of my comfort zone to do so. Something new might come your way, and then you immediately might have some skepticism around it, right? Like, oh, well, hold on a second, right? So you might almost be in a bit of disbelief. So for some of you, that could be how it's playing out. And then this could also, given that this is the environment, represent the person that you might have stepped away from, right? Maybe that threw them for a loop, because if you guys did have a long history, like, whoa, where did this come from, right? Whether it was a romantic connection, a friendship, a career, whatever the case may be, right? In the hopes or fears position, we have the Six of Cups. So to me, this says that for the majority, you might actually want to return to your past in some way. So, for example, if this was maybe a career path you pursued for 8 years, right? And now you're like, oh, okay, yeah, it was going in the right direction for a while, right? But maybe it doesn't speak to you the way it once did. So now you're like, oh, you know what? I'd rather reconnect to what I was doing before that point, right? So it could be something as simple as that. Now, yes, for some of you, this could also point to reconciling with a person, right? We do see quite a bit of cup energy. We see the lovers. So for some of you, maybe this is more of a romantic situation, right? So maybe you found yourselves in another relationship, stayed in that for quite some time, and now like, you know what? Maybe this wasn't the right connection for me, and maybe you could be longing to reconnect with someone from your past. In the outcome position, we have the Five of Cups. So this is Scorpio energy here. And yeah, this ultimately points to an energy of disappointment. Looking back on what was, right? We see the 3 cups filled there, and we see that that's where their focus is. And with the 2 cups behind it, to me, this says that there's still the possibility for what could be, right? So, if this is you just feeling like, oh, I lost time, right? Like I said, oh, I was in this career for 8 years, and now I decided I don't want to do it anymore. Now I'm start from scratch in some way, right? What am I going to do? I feel like this is ultimately saying that there is some positive potential within that situation, and this could just be pointing to an energy of disappointment in general too. So all I would say here is, especially given that you guys have the Magician in your position, if you do feel skeptical in some way, right? So let's, like I said, maybe if there's a new connection that comes your way after you walk away from a previous situation, and you're like, oh, all right, this is a little bit too good to be true, right? With the Six of Cups, Six of Wands, whatever, and the Page of Cups challenging that, could just be saying, well, take your time, right? That could be what the Strength card is saying in that regard. Like, don't shut yourself off from it, but maybe pace yourself, right? And see, okay, how is this? And maybe don't shout from the rooftops that you found, the most amazing thing ever, right? Until you're really sure that's the case, right? So I feel like that's all that's saying there is just pace yourselves and feel it out, right? There's no need to rush it. You could just let it flow more naturally. Especially with the magician, like I said, tell me that you have the tools at your disposal to make it unfold the way you want it to anyway in the long run. Bottom of the deck, we have the Tower. So I do have to say, for the majority of you, especially given the Eight of Cups in a past position, this is probably an energy you've already gone through. Like I said, it seems like you're already moving on into a new path. But for some of you, even if this is something that's going to come forward, yet, given that we do see the Magician in the position of your influence, and let's say if the Tower hasn't happened yet, and that's aligning with that Five of Cups energy we see there, obviously the Magician can overcome that very easily. So not going to say it would feel comfortable in the moment, but definitely shows that you do have the ability to bounce back. And beneath that, we do see the Emperor as well, which seems to align with that message too. But yeah, like I said, for the majority of you, I feel like you've already gone through the Tower moment. So obviously, if that's the case, you would know that. If you haven't, then yeah, be on the lookout that could play out. But just know that you have the tools at your disposal to overcome it. From the four agreements, we have always do your best and honor yourself. All right? It says, honor the man or woman that you are. Take the risk to express your dream. Taking action is about living fully and expressing what you are. I do have to say that by default, that does sound like a very natural energy for Aquarius to embody. So let's say for some reason you did find yourselves stepping out of energy for a while, right? Because again, like we said, maybe you're in a bad connection, a bad job, right? Whatever the case may be. To me, this says that you could be stepping back into that this month. All right. From the Wisdom of the Oracle, we have Thinker. There's the artwork, and the number is 44. Let's see what this has to say. All right, essential meanings says strategy, being analytical and logical. The Oracle's message, the ability to reason and strategize is the focus now. Take things at face value and follow the logical path. Your calculations will prove to be correct, for in this moment there is no deeper meaning than what is obvious. Things are exactly as they seem. You have all the information you need. Keep it simple and you will win the game of life you're playing right now. So yeah, definitely a positive message there, especially it seems to align with what we were talking about with the Magician and the position of your influence as well. The relationship message says, love is not logical, but when you choose a partner, it is good to have things in common other than desire. This is a time to weigh the pros and cons of your partnership. If there is enough common ground, go for it. If not, there are other fish in the sea. Don't force it to work. And should others tell you who they are, take them at their word. Now is not the time to indulge in a fantasy. No matter what, in this case, the facts are the facts. So yeah, definitely an interesting message there, because that could be representing what we were talking about as far as, like I said, with the Eight of Cups and seeing the 10 in the foundation, right? If you said, okay, yeah, maybe we got to the Eight of Cups, but ultimately coming to the realization that, okay, with this person, I can't get to the 10 of Cups, and then finally making the decision to walk away from it for that reason. All right, the prosperity message says calculated action is called for now. It's important to sit down and plan a strategy. Focus on the steps you're going to take to claim your prosperous life. Lists are your friends now, so get out your journal. Write down what you're going to do today to signal to the universe that you're serious about attracting abundance. Your plans and strategies will yield wonderful results. Remember, your most effective strategic partner is spirit. You will win this game and you will triumph. And your triumph will be for the highest good of all. So yeah, definitely a positive message there as well. And again, like we said, with the Magician energy in your position, it definitely seems like you have some powerful energy behind you this month. So, hope that resonates with you guys. We're up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right.